Yeah, thanks for joining us tonight. Congratulations to all the teams in the tournament, particularly those at Creighton site. And yeah, I don't know, a lot of emotions obviously the last couple weeks, a lot of intense matches. So coming into this, just looking forward to seeing if we get the opportunity to keep coaching this team. But one thing we've talked about is just it's not kind of how you start the season, it's where you're at when December rolls around, and are you playing your best volleyball? And there's no question that we're doing that right now. So most of all, it just felt like this should be a team that should be practicing this week, and hung on to that feeling, and we'll be looking forward to getting a few days with them here in the PAV.
Coach, I'll open it for questions. NCAA Tournament's nothing new for you, but does this one feel different being here?
Yeah, it's been in the game a little while, so there's not a ton of firsts. So every first that you have is special and meaningful, and so yeah, first chance to do this with Minnesota, and I'm glad that it's this team, honestly, and it's been this journey and what they come to represent in terms of persistence and grit and growth. Yeah, certainly special.
What are your thoughts on the region?
Yeah, there was a few places. I was thinking there'd be two regional hosts in the Big Ten with Wisconsin and Nebraska, and so kind of had a sense that we've been one of two quadrants. And but I just think college volleyball is in its best place ever, and there's never been this many good teams across the country. And there could be lots of reasons for that, but I know we're playing an opponent who's obviously won in their conference, and if we get past them, then there's a good chance that we'll play someone who's beaten us already this year. So just a lot of respect for the teams in our group, and looking forward to getting down to Omaha.
Yeah, I know you don't want to look too far ahead, but do you take something from having played Creighton already, took them to 5 sets a couple months ago before you really hit your stride?
Yeah, I think they gave us their lessons a while ago. Yeah, so we learned a lot from that match, and it became the catalyst for us becoming a better team, as every opponent that we played has been. But Utah State, just they're known, coming from out west, well coached, have a history of beating good teams and their winning program the last couple of years. So yeah, that's as it's been the last month. My focus is pretty narrow.
What's going to be the plan for the next couple of days? What do you want to see from your team in practice?
Yeah, I think your first intuition is to jump ahead to your opponent, but that's not where you really need to go. I think it's about us. We've just played an extremely high-level match, and in some big moments, there's some lessons that we got to make sure that we grab onto. There were some December-type moments that we need to learn from. So probably, as we normally do, Mondays are about us, and Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll start getting ready for our opponents.
Is there any level of, you work towards this moment, you try to keep the team steady throughout the course of the season. Now you're here. Does your messaging change when you reach a tournament level? Is that something that, I know you've experienced it, but how have you handled that in the past?
It feels like we've been in the tournament for a month, if I'm being honest, right? And a lot of our mindset and our messaging has been from a tournament mindset, that you got to win on Friday to play on Saturday, and you got to play the match, not the moment. And so I think they're ready. I think we've been doing this for a month, and that was something we said would be possibly a silver lining of the situation we put ourselves in, that we've been playing in a tournament mindset for a while. So yeah, in that sense, it does feel a little bit like another week, which is weird because it's not. It's a whole new entity. But when we get on the road, I think we'll start to feel those feelings that come with the tournament that make it special.
And so obviously you guys have made a lot of strides since the start of the season. And you've played a lot of the teams in the preseason who are also now in the tournament. So how do you kind of deal with that those teams have also made very significant strides since the preseason?
Yeah. It's interesting. Once you play those preseason teams, you kind of say goodbye. You don't look at another ounce of film the rest of the year usually. And so it'll be fascinating to tune back in and see the progress that these groups have made. But the schedule was intentional, right? We wanted to see the best teams. We wanted to be road tested and be in difficult road environments, which we're heading into one of those sites. So we've done all the work to set ourselves up for hopefully a long run.
Anything else for Coach? All set?
Thanks, guys.
Coach. Thank you. First of all, congratulations. 4 tournaments. Is this just kind of ho-hum, like the status quo for you, or is it always special every time this happens?
Yeah, I think it's special every time. I mean, obviously we're with a different group of people every year, and we get to go to different places every year. It'll be, I guess, fun in a different way that we're not at the PAV for the first couple rounds this year, I think, to kind of give us perspective on what we're kind of missing out on. But I think it'll be good for our group. I think we had a really good ending to our season with the last 2 weekends at home. So I think it'll be I'm very excited. So it'll be fun.
Coach had mentioned it felt like the tournament's kind of been happening for the last couple of weeks. Is that how you guys feel too?
Yeah, I think we really picked it up in certain parts that we have been working on, and I've told you guys in previous weeks that we have focuses throughout practices after we watch film of what we want to accomplish efficiency-wise and stuff like that. And I think, we could tell from Illinois and Ohio State, Iowa, and even Nebraska that we have pieces that are clicking into place. So I think for sure Keegan's spot on with that.
Traveling for the tournament, you've done that before at certain levels. Is there a different way to prepare for that, going on the road for the tournament?
I don't think so. Maybe a little, because we'll be leaving a little earlier in the week, and we are going to be there for a couple of days, hopefully, if we do our jobs and do what we need to do to get in and get out on Friday, and we get another opportunity on Saturday, hopefully. But maybe it might be a little different because we haven't traveled in a couple weeks, but I think it'll be just like normal Big Ten for us.
Any thoughts on the region assignment?
I don't think so. I'm happy with our spot. I'm excited. I think we get another shot at Creighton if we do our job against Utah State, and I think it's a good place for us. So,
what's this team been doing here over the last couple of weeks or so when you guys have really hit your stride that maybe wasn't happening earlier in the season?
Yeah, I think maybe not so much volleyball stuff. We've had a lot of teammate stuff going on. I think we've been better teammates. I think we've been getting less frustrated with ourselves and with each other, and that has allowed us to let go of things a lot faster. I think along with volleyball, if we're talking, I think our serving and passing has gotten a lot better. Our offense is running at a different speed with people being switched around in different spots and different rotations, and I think all the hitters and the defense are doing a great job. So, yeah.
Is there a part of this season that this feels sort of hard-earned and maybe different than other seasons?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at the beginning of Big Ten, I don't even know what our record was. So I know we had a spot where we had to win 8 of the however many games we had left, and we put our minds to it, and that's exactly what we did. I think we've never really had to do that since I've been here. I think it's just always kind of like, oh yeah, we're always ranked. Like, we're not really going to be moving around a lot in Big Ten season. So I think for us, it's definitely hard-earned. I think we knew what we had to do like the last couple weeks at home, and I think we did it super well, and we had the task at hand and we completed it how we wanted to.
Do you anticipate any kind of do you think that would affect how you perform within the next couple weeks?
Yeah, I think obviously we're going to need to switch our mindsets just a little. I don't think we want to switch it too much. It's exactly like believing in the momentum thing. We just kind of got to keep doing our thing, and yeah, we have to realize that we're one and done if we don't get the job done, but at the same time we can't really think about that too much, or else it's going to be an unnecessary pressure. I don't think anyone wants I don't think any team wants that, so keeping that maybe in the back of our minds while at the same time thinking a little bit about we got to get it done right now, right here, versus we don't always get a tomorrow game. So.
And so in what ways, whether that be on paper or off paper, does the different years you compete in the tournament, how's that changed?
Yeah, I think this year we definitely have, just with our past season, the whole Big Ten, how we've kind of had to go about it with different, I guess, mindsets of grit and what we have to do to get to this spot is a little different. I think, honestly, it's probably prepared us better than in years past where, the last couple of Big Ten seasons, we've lost maybe 2 or 3 games a Big Ten season, and then we get into trouble in the tournament. It's kind of we don't really know what to do. We haven't gotten in big trouble like this in a while, so I think this season may have prepared us a little better than the past couple seasons. So,
first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Your first tournament here. How does this one feel compared to maybe some in the?
Oh, really good. It's my last one, so I'm just really happy we got this opportunity, and I'm just so excited that we get to go out there and compete again with this group of girls for Minnesota.
Going on the road, you've done that at a few stages through the tournament, but does that change how you prepare for it at all?
Oh, no, not at all. Playing in the Big Ten, we go on the road against tough environments all the time, and I honestly love it. Sometimes it's a little bit more exciting because it's always just a little bit more built up and exciting, so I'm excited for it.
Creighton, Utah State, and Colgate. Do you have any thoughts on the regional?
I'm just excited. I think no matter where we ended up on that thing, I was going to be excited, so I'm excited to get to Utah State. I don't know how to explain it except I'm really excited.
Have you kind of felt like the tournament started here the last couple of weeks for you guys?
Oh, yeah. Who would have thought when we lost to Rutgers in Maryland that this is where we'd be sitting today? So I think that's just kind of the perspective I'm looking at, and just really thankful. And every day we've come into the gym and worked hard to get to this point, and that's what we've done.
the atmosphere the other night against Nebraska, man, how cool was that?
Oh, so cool. And like going back at the videos and just like hearing the crowd like roar, like was so cool. And just being there, like after the long rallies, just cheering and hearing everyone behind you supporting you was really cool.
Special night Friday too, a senior night. You get to be honored. Can you put that into words?
Yeah, it was super special. This group of girls is so special, and I have made lifelong friends. I have coaches that believe in me. I've had a lot of fun, and I've learned a lot being here. So just super excited that I get to continue with this team because we didn't know that was going to be possible. So,
What kind of perspective will you try to give to your teammates going into this?
yeah, just to take a deep breath. And, like, it's going to be really nerve-wracking, and, like, there's a lot of pressure on us. But, like, honestly, the pressure isn't on us. And we get to go in there, and we get to play the game we love. And I think that's the message that I'm going to give to them is that this is the same game that we've been playing for the last 6 months, and it's just now even bigger and more fun. So,
Is there a part of, is it nice to get out of the Big Ten?
yeah, very nice. I actually learned today that you can't play a conference person the first round of the tournament, and I was like, oh yeah, like that is awesome. I am so excited for that. Yeah, and I mean, I love getting to play new teams, new players. Like, it's fun for me. I get to go watch more video. Like, I don't know all the girls on the other side of the court, so just new people. I love it. Yeah.
Does that add to your own understanding of the game?
Yeah, I mean, I learn whenever I see new players and new teams, it's always, I learn something. So, yeah, I love playing new teams.
And so after Rutgers and Maryland, Melani was saying, obviously, like, the conversations have changed. In your perspective, how have those conversations changed?
Yeah, I think I overheard Melanie saying something a little bit about we stopped worrying so much about the volleyball, and I think that's huge. That's something we've really just been trying to be better people. I think I've talked about that before, and just better teammates for one another and bettering the next contact, and just knowing that it's not always going to be pretty, but how can we just be there for one another and keep battling and overcoming adversity. And like, this is when we want to be comfortable with where we are, and I think we're sitting in a pretty good spot as a team and as a culture. Like, our culture is really good right now, and like, some people don't learn who they are till December, and I think I'm really glad we got to learn that a little bit sooner so that we're ready for this moment
And then,
this weekend.
Is it any different entering the tournament wearing maroon and gold?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's super special because it's my last one, and I just want to make it last forever and ever, and I'm just super grateful that I got to be a Gopher, and I'm really grateful that I get to have this opportunity with my best friends. So,
Anything else for Kylie? All set?
Nebraska.
Thank you.
Thank you.